everybody, appletonks here, and I am doing just a quick video you're probably wondering, obviously I'm a Harry Potter nerd and I'm proud of it, but you're probably wondering what else am I actually a nerd of? What are my other interests in nerdom, fandom things? So besides Harry Potter, I recently got into The Hunger Games. Their amazing trilogy. Very well written. Very interested. It's very fascinating how these books are written in first person present tense instead of past tense. And I really like that idea because that kind of shows you don't know if this person is going to live or die by the end of the book or by the end of the series. So, what else am I a nerd of? I've recently also gotten into Doctor Who. Last year, when I went to Dragon Con for my first time, I kind of knew what Doctor Who was, but at the same time, I never watched the show. I hadn't gotten a chance to. But when I went to Dragon Con last year, there were so many Doctor Whos. I mean, of all the different regenerations and all that. It was just amazing. So it's like, you know what, I gotta check the show out. And I don't get BBC America anymore, which sucks, because we have cable, we don't have satellite anymore. However, we do have Netflix, and there's quite a few seasons on Netflix, and I think I've watched them all. When I started watching the Doctor Who series, I started watching from the 9th Doctor up until the very last episode of David Tennant. And I've seen a couple of episodes with the new guy, Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, and I really like him. And I remember some of the episodes, it was just like, your jaw's open, you can't concentrate on anything else but watching the show. Even my parents are like, can you clean the kitchen? Shh! Shh! He's doing something of epic proportions, and I have to watch. It's kind of like, to me, it was almost like when I got a new book and I couldn't put it down. It was kind of one of those things. I don't know if you can necessarily tell by my wardrobe, but Lenore, I love Lenore, and I love, and I've mentioned it before, I do consider myself a goth. And so anything goth, I love. Lenore, I've seen the webisodes. I haven't gotten a chance to read the comic books yet. That's another thing that I'm getting into in my nerdiness is comic books and different comic books. Not like Marvel, Superman, Batman. Although those things are although those are wonderful. They're just, the whole superhero thing is not necessarily my thing. Although I have become more of a Batman fan. I like Batman because Batman is different from different superheroes for the fact that he's not technically a superhero. He doesn't have any powers, he can't fly or anything like that, but he saw that bad things were happening, so he decided to fight them himself, which is very admirable. But I have gotten into comic books. One series of comic books that I've gotten into is, and you're gonna laugh, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I love Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. It's disturbing, it's got a lot of swearing, but it's very captivating, and to me it's very witty. It's very funny. Jonah Vasquez is the creator of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. If you haven't heard of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, you've probably heard of his cartoon, Invader Zim, which is another thing I nerd out about. And I've read part 2 of I Feel Sick. I've been looking for the first issue of I Feel Sick, and if anybody knows where I can get a good, cheap issue of that, let me know, because I would love it. As I said about the goth thing, this is a book by my friend Steve Weiss, however you pronounce it, aka Steve Racer. God Loves the Freaks. I am a Christian goth. I've mentioned that before. And I love, my friend Steve organizes a group called Fans for Christ, and they do like church services, and they have a booth and all that at different nerd conventions. He will actually be at Dragon Con this year, and I hope I can see him throughout the 40,000 people that will be there. But I really hope that I can see him. And you should really check out this book. It explains the different, how, because I get the question a lot, how can you be a Christian and be a goth, a punk, and a fan, a nerd, or anything like that. And so that answers quite a few questions. Recently, you've probably seen I've gotten into role-playing. Role-playing is fairly new to me. I've tried to get into it. I've tried getting into it, but a lot of role players, like on message boards and all that, they like the big, 3 paragraphs, and if you don't do that, they don't want to talk to you. But recently, with the whole Magic is My Thing, and now with H&H and the former MIM pages, I've really gotten into roleplay, and it's been a lot of fun, and especially with a character that I love so much. Another thing, I'm big into literature. I think I'm definitely a literary geek. Harry Potter got me into reading into lots of different things. I'm a huge Shakespeare nerd. 3 years in a row, I went to the Atlanta Shakespeare Tavern, which is a dinner theater in Atlanta, where you eat a traditional British meal, and then you watch a Shakespearean play, and I've seen Macbeth. That was my first time there, and that's what got me instantly hooked to Shakespeare, watching that. Went for a school field trip year after that, went to Romeo and Juliet, which was a lot of fun. I was big into Romeo and Juliet, and that was because I think I was single, and I was like, I want to find some guy, and then looking back, it was like, you know what, I don't want to really kill myself for a guy. But I love this play, and I love Shakespeare's writing, and I love how witty he is. I've also seen A Midsummer Night's Dream, seen that a couple of times. What else? I saw The Complete Works of Shakespeare Abridged, originally by the Reduced Shakespeare Company, which I'm a uber nerd over them about too. And I've seen, I saw Hamlet. That was pretty awesome. But this book right here is not a Shakespeare book, but because I've gotten into reading so much, I've also gotten into writing. In fact, I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm actually working on a novel. I've kind of thought of a few names, but I haven't settled on a name yet. At the moment, the project is just called Serenade. Saranede. Something like that. Anyway, sorry. But you'll understand why, if I can ever get this done and get this published, and I need to take some time, just like maybe like a day of the week, 1 day a week, just writing, and tell everybody, don't bother me, I'm writing. But I got books like Writing from Topic to Evaluation, Better Writing Right Now. My parents have definitely encouraged my writing, and they think that I really have a talent for this. So I'm also big into steampunk, which if you see me at DragonCon this year, you'll notice my steampunk tonks outfit that I have planned. That way, if my friends and I, if we don't necessarily want to stick around during the entire Yule Ball, and we want to go somewhere else, say the steampunk ball, we can do that. But also, I think people will appreciate that. I love Victorian, Renaissance, a bunch of different, I guess, romanticized time periods. So yeah. And those are the things that I'm nerdy about. I'm sure there are plenty more. I'm trying to get into Lord of the Rings. Catherine will be happy to hear that. I've started watching the movies again. I just saw bits and pieces of the second one on TV, and so I'm trying to get into them. My parents suggested that I read The Hobbit first, so I'm going to try that. And also, I recently got into this book, which I showed you the desk cover before, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I'm on chapter 5, and it is mind-blowing. I didn't want to go to sleep last night because of this book, but I ended up going to sleep anyway. So I'm running out of time, so I'll see you later.